Hi, it's Joanne. Today we're watching Ted Lasso, Season 3, Episode 9, La Locker Room, or Full, which I butchered, but also like my brain. The locker room is crazy? My French is rusty. Thank you so much, Pamela, for sponsoring this show. Let's go. I mean, they're having a great time.
I thought it was nuts to change our entire philosophy and style of play mid-season.
But
It's fucking great.
you know, they're having.
That's off. Great job.
Woo! You hear that? Roy said y'all did a great job.
Nice shot, mate.
Don't be weird with him, Isaac. Like, I have to hope Isaac's just upset because he didn't tell him and, like, upset that he wouldn't trust you, but way to make him feel like, yeah, I couldn't trust you by being like this with him. Come on, Isaac. Do better.
Do you want to get a beer or something later? Have a chat?
No.
Isaac, why are you being weird with him?
Oh, God, you sent a double text.
You deserve better.
I know. It's like I got diarrhea of the thumbs or something.
Keely, you deserve better than that stuck-up woman.
Uh-oh. When girl.
We could have Roy do it. I know he hates that stuff, but he is really good at it.
Oh.
I mean, you know, fine by me.
I'm not heartbroken, it's more like heart bent.
Ooh, heart band.
I like that.
It's a good title for a country song, you know.
I'd love to.
Wonderful. Shall we?
The pain on his face. Keely and Rory just make each other better.
You were out of his league.
Jade does not like him, and I like Jade for it.
He seems very wealthy, but
Yes.
also nice like.
Yeah, no, he is. He's actually really decent.
Nathan, you know
I
what
would
he
love
did
it.
to his wives. No one who is decent does that.
Problem? That is not what I said, Gary!
You quote right here.
I am sick of Roy being Roy. So it's time for Rebecca to be Rebecca.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I couldn't. Ooh. Yeah, there you go. Yes.
Roy, you made a promise. Wasn't me. Nope.
Give him a minute. You shouldn't have to, but some people need it. Don't forget, you've known you Gabe for 20 years.
Much longer than that. I hear you.
You
Thanks, babe.
shouldn't have to give anybody time. I really hope it comes up
Hey,
that
but
Isaac's
you know
going
my
through
favorite
some
thing
sort
was
of
about Sir
strange
Isaac Newton. He was so
betrayed
down to earth.
feeling of like he couldn't trust me and I would have taken
Yeah,
it fine.
we
How
better
dare
go,
he not
let
trust
better
me?
go.
Rather than like being concerned about being in the locker room with
fuck
him or
is your
something. But
problem?
it's probably realistic to be the second one.
Plan for the rest of your life. You're just going to walk away from everything the second it isn't fun or easy.
Like your relationship with Keely.
You want way more than that. You're just so convinced that you don't deserve anything good. in your life.
Exactly.
You'd rather eat a bowl of
Thank you,
shit soup and then
Rebecca.
complain about the portions you've got going on is just fucking ponderous.
She could have been gentler with it, but I think Roy appreciates this.
Is that all?
Needed to hear a version of it, because he is in his own way. He sabotaged his relationship with Keely
For now.
the minute it got tricky. Because he didn't believe in himself and he believed, oh, she can do better than me. She's better off without me, and that's not true.
How
He
we looking
looks
for
like a
tomorrow?
Bond villain.
Oh,
Nate, you are not stupid. I mean, I think he is, but surely he knows Rupert's a snake.
shall I invite Jade?
No, I was thinking it's just the two of us.
What's his goal?
Guys, no.
Does he think Jade's not good enough for his image of how Nate should be? Like his car wasn't good enough because it was a normal person car, and Jade's just the hostess at a restaurant, not a supermodel?
Well, I think our break is actually an up.
Yep, up for the best.
So now that Jack...
Oh, her handshake was way too firm.
She was possessive and controlling and
I
love
get it, you're
bombing.
friendly.
And she thinks she's better than you.
Good riddance.
Just because she's rich and privileged. I'll help Keely.
Go get him, Captain.
Isaac, what the
Isaac.
fuck is wrong with you?
Go ahead, Captain. Count us off.
I mean, people acting dodgily is probably realistic, and I hate that. There's that, like, stupid mentality of, like, oh, this guy's gonna be looking at me in the locker room, or it's creepy, I didn't see, or any, I don't know, like, okay, just because if you were near someone you fancy, or someone of the gender you fancy, you couldn't keep yourself from staring at them the whole time, doesn't mean everyone else is. It's just so childish. So I really don't want that to be it, because I really like Isaac. And like, he was really kind of like mature in the previous episode, and like forward thinking with his like, don't have any photos of your ex on your phone, etc. And now he's being like homophobic. So I have to believe it is the thing of like, my friend didn't trust me to tell me this huge thing about him because he thinks I'm not worth it, so I'm not going to be worth it. But by acting like, or not worth, but like, I'm not trustworthy with it, so I'm not going to be trustworthy with it. So like, acting like this just confirms that Colin shouldn't tell you or anybody else. Isaac, talk to him about it at least. Is their rivalry going to affect the game?
An uncharacteristic mistake from the captain.
Yeah.
It's not there. He passes back to Matt. No!
Oh dear. They're both making mistakes because their heads aren't on it.
McAdoo is furious, remonstrating with Hughes for his error. Obisanya diffuses the situation.
You haven't picked up on this.
Oh, this is slick. One touch passing around the area. Rojas is in. Oh, smothered by Brighton. And that's the
Okay, more of that second half. We can pull this out, but we need to solve whatever this problem is. I mean, I know what the problem is.
Isaac McAdoo has jumped the wall and charged into the seat. This is unbelievable. With one of the Richmond.
I mean, the guy said the F slur, so obviously, like, I understand being wanting to scream at his face because, like, he should be kicked out of the stadium, picture up as a do not allow him in across the country. 100%, that is what I believe. He should, you know, bad person, away, gone, goodbye. But his response wasn't, what did you just say, Isaac? It was, what did you just say to me? Like, he didn't like being suggested that he was gay. That was offensive to him, which makes me really worried. I mean, it's horribly probably realistic that a lot of these players might be homophobic, but I want to believe that they wouldn't be. Because he wasn't just like, what did you just say in general? Because that would be my response. Like, excuse me, like, what did you just, like, what word did you just use? Are you, like, fossil? How ignorant are you? Like, I would be fuming. I hope that man is barred from ever entering Richmond again. But what is... But Isaac's response was, to me, like he was just upset that he was being suggested that he could be gay. Which worries me a lot. And him charging fans actually happened in a game somewhat recently. There was like a huge... I mean, I only heard stories about it. But they were like... Apparently, like, the fans were like... The fans were kicking off, and then the players' families were in the audience, in the crowd. And so, like, some of the players, like, jumped in because they were like, our families were in danger. I don't know why I just put that voice on. That is not what they sounded like. But yeah, I can't even remember what team it was now. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen.
McAdoo clearly has to go.
See, at the end there, he was shouting, say that fucking word again. Say that fucking word again. Which, that just seems like he's angry that he said the slur, rather than, to me. Isaac, please just be that you're so upset that someone would dare say that word. And
One of our fans said some ignorant shit!
okay, ignorant shit,
Okay.
because the word is wrong.
What'd they say?
He said the F word.
Fuck.
No, the other F word.
Fuck.
It's nothing we haven't had before.
It's just pooper. Ignore it, man.
Ignore it!
He's trying to do the lesson from the beginning of the season. But we shouldn't just
One of
ignore
us is
things
gay.
like...
We shouldn't have to deal with this shit!
Okay, thank you, Isaac. I wanted to have this faith in you. Like, I really did. But that's why you're this upset. Sorry. We needed a lighthearted moment after that. Okay, because again, I believe in Isaac, and I think fulfilling the consistency of his character, he wouldn't be homophobic. But there is so much kind of inherent taught homophobia to people, especially to sporty people, to boys. Oh, you're playing like a girl, or you're playing like a, you know, kind of anything that isn't being a big, tough, straight man is seen as less than. And you definitely will, people will say, I mean, I know when I was at school, I mean, okay, I'm 30, so it's been a while since I was in school. I never said it, my friends never said it, but I would hear people say things like, oh my god, that's so gay, as though that was a bad thing. Like, so, and things like that. And I think people probably did. I don't vividly remember it, but I could imagine lads at that time using the F word with each other and possibly not even meaning it, like meaning it with any hatred behind it. Still, they shouldn't say it, and it's fucking wrong. I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to say that they are right to say it. They are fucking not, and they're ignorant, stupid little boys. But like, I feel like the kind of boys being all laddie around, I probably heard them say it to each other, and like, not that I went to a boys' school, but you know what I mean. Like, not saying it with any hatred. So my point being, there is a culture around a certain type of laddish straight people that, or not even straight people, just laddish, strong, tough boys that would be kind of terrified of being accused of being gay and viewing being gay as a bad thing and as a slur, and it kind of just being a thing that you would say. So my fear was Isaac might be kind of like that, because it wouldn't be unrealistic for someone who might even otherwise be kind to have this kind of taught inherent homophobia, even if, and then my thought would be he would be able to unlearn it and atone for it, if that makes sense. So that was my fear with him, because I do think there are probably people out there who are just fucking ignorant and stupid, and they've been around, their parents were homophobic, their like mates at school were homophobic, and they just kind of have inherently absorbed it. My hope is that we live in the 2020s and the internet exists. No one has any excuse anymore. I wouldn't excuse his homophobia, but I would at least support the chance of him potentially growing from it. So I'm so thrilled that that doesn't seem to be the case, because he was upset that what if one of us was gay? He didn't out Colin. I mean, I don't think he ever would have outed Colin, but you know, his anger came from, for the first time, hearing it and actually thinking about how that might affect someone who was gay, because it is totally different when you kind of just sort of assume everyone you know is straight. It's still a terrible word to hear, but you're not going to kind of feel it as personally, because it's not an attack on who you are as a person, whereas for Colin it is. So I'm relieved it's that way. I just wasn't sure which way the show was going to take it, because someone who seems a really wonderful, kind person could secretly be homophobic. That happens. But I like the fact that that doesn't seem to be the case, and I'm very relieved about it. Also, people like, FAGS is like slang for cigarettes, and it's probably not a good thing, but like, it's just a very, like, fairly commonly used set phrase over here that people, I don't think has any connection to the slur. I mean, I don't smoke, I've never really used the word, but like, people I know who have never been the slightest bit homophobic use that as a term for cigarettes, and they probably should stop. Not that I've heard it recently, actually. I'm getting very off topic, but yes, okay, I'm just relieved, because I wasn't sure which way they were taking the Isaac plotline, following his character. But I kind of feel like if you aren't homophobic, you'd at least say something to Colin to make sure he doesn't think you are reacting the way you're reacting because you're homophobic. You'd say something to Colin to be like, I'm cool with it, but I'm still mad at you, and then you'd blank him or whatever. But things like not wanting him to touch you, that feels homophobic. So maybe he did have some internalized homophobia, and he's been working through it by himself to get to the place where he's okay with it, and this helped, or not helped, but this kind of ignited it. It could be that as well. So this was a really long rant that was very incoherent.
Okay? All Isaac needs now is our support.
He's not gay though, is he? Oh, sweetheart.
Focus on the second half.
Isaac's not gay.
Mm.
Or you're gonna fuck up whatever it is you actually do care about.
Roy knows. He's let his anger fuel him a lot.
He's right, you know.
This guy's always in here, and it is the kit room, right? Colin.
So we cool?
Of course.
Well, hold on, actually. Yeah, Colin, we do care.
Yeah, we care about you
When I
and
was
who
growing up
you
back in
are.
Kansas City, I had a buddy named... I should have supported him.
I mean, when they say they don't care, it's kind of what they mean by it is it doesn't change. Like, I don't care negatively. I don't have negative feelings about this thing you've just shared. I don't think of you badly. You're still Colin to me. But I also agree that also kind of sounds like you've just revealed this huge part of yourself, and it does change how you think of someone, but not in a negative light. Just in little ways. You start thinking, oh, I wonder what boy he's dating, or what girl, and like things like that. And you can start looking back and thinking, oh, that time I said that thing, I didn't mean it in the way it came across, or whatever. Like, it will change things, and you do care because you love the person that's told you this thing. So I know what you mean by I don't care, and it's probably something that we'd all be guilty of saying in a similar situation, because you mean it to kind of be like, it's not a bad big deal. I don't care in a bad way. I do care in a good way, and it is a big deal in a good way. That's...
You just compare being gay to being a Denver Broncos fan.
You know what? I did, and I regret it. Yeah, sorry about that.
What the fuck are Denver Broncos?
Well, no, that's a very good question, too. Yeah. The point is, Colin,
We do care about you.
we care very much. We care about who you are and what you must have been going through.
Exactly.
But hey, from now on, you don't have to go through it all by yourself.
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah, hear that? You got us, mate. We got you.
Okay, well, look, hey.
This is how I want to believe teams would react if they found out a player was gay. But the fact that they don't come out, the fact that there are no out gay players in the entire English Football League makes me feel like they don't. Though I suppose a lot of the jokes they've made along the way would make Colin not feel safe.
All right, Captain, count us off.
Oh, wow, that's me. Yes, I'm honored to be your captain. And you know, I love you guys so very much.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Does Colin feel better that he's still worrying about Isaac?
Second best way it could have gone, I think. The best way being...
It's also just a sign of the times as well, I think, that like 20, 30 years ago, it probably would have been far worse than it is now.
Yes! And Richmond have done it!
I'm so proud of them.
For a thrilling turn from Colin Hughes, assisting both goals in a man of the
Just an absolute, like, weight off his chest.
Played like a man reborn.
The weight off his chest.
Let me tell you in person.
You failed a Rupert test. You can fire you quite easily, because if your team's as good as they seem to be, they'll win without you. Maybe not as much, but... He's making up for not going before. I believe in you, Roy.
He and his wife had lost the baby a month before all that went down. He hadn't told anyone. Kept it all inside.
That's not healthy. Yep. The outburst was still wrong, but...
Look, but they're not just footballers.
He's learnt so much from
They're
Ted
also
with his
people.
story that kind of connects it,
And none of us
and answering with a story that
know
explains the
what is going on
situation.
in each other's lives. I give him love.
I'm so proud
As
of
for why he
Roy.
did what he did, refer you to Old Trent. Next question.
Roy is a natural at this. Like, realistically, he would cut out the swearing because he just wouldn't be allowed to do it, but...
You, Goblin.
I like this side of Nate. Because it took him courage to say no to Rupert.
You lied to me.
That's why he's upset. I thought so,
He
but
is.
think it through and at least make sure he knows you're not upset with him for
What is
being
it about
gay.
me that made you think you couldn't tell me?
I was 99% sure that you'd support me. But the 1% chance that you wouldn't? You scared the shit out of me. Another reason I didn't tell you. I mean, I hid it from people for years. And the second you find out, I didn't last a month.
You're gonna tell everyone now.
At his own pace.
The team knows. That's enough for me.
No one's gonna say shit, promise.
This is what I wanted. I didn't think Isaac was the kind of person to be homophobic, but I was wondering if they were going to kind of explore that concept of someone that thinks they're like bigger, but they're not, and they have to learn to get there. I'm so happy for them.
Who's the fittest guy on the team?
I won't tell you, and you'd never guess.
Catch.
Yes.
Thing is, he's just asking honest questions.
You know I do, yeah?
I'm so happy for Colin. I'm so happy for Colin. This show, I knew when he came out it would be okay. I knew that like if they did have him come out, he wouldn't be awful. I did spend a big chunk of this episode because of Isaac's reaction was just so over the top, which is Isaac. It's how he reacts to everything. And like there was no kind of like, I just feel like with a brain, bless him, he does have a brain, but like realistically, if someone were to tell you something, and even if you're upset that they've been lying to you, but you know, statistically there are stories in which you've heard that people say, I'm gay, and then people that they trusted say, oh my god, gross, I hate you, like, and it ruins their life. Like, that is a thing that does happen to people. At least reassure him, I'm cross with you, but it's not about being gay. It's about other stuff. And then proceed to want to have nothing to do with him and be all sulky. Like, because he would have been spending a lot of that time thinking, oh my god, the 1% chance happened. The 1% chance, one of my closest friends now hates me because I'm gay. Like, the 1% was the thing that happened. I can't believe it. Like, obviously Isaac wasn't thinking, and I guess simply because Isaac is so not homophobic, and it so would have been a problem, that it didn't even occur to him that Colin could be thinking he was upset because it was a problem. But it's just, Isaac, that was the only reason, because I think realistically, you'd make sure the person knows you're not upset because of what they told you. You're upset about something else, that they lied to you the whole time. Because otherwise, it was just like really making Colin think it was because he was gay that he was upset, which breaks my heart in so many ways. But then, you know, it worried me when the fan said the thing and he said, what did you say to me? Which I don't think, now that we know he was not in any way, shape or form homophobic, it doesn't seem like, it was just that he was shouting it. Isaac was one of the ones that fucked up, so he was like, what did you say to me? But I was really worried then that he was having this real issue with the concept of being gay, and thinking maybe the show was going to go down the lines of having Isaac and maybe some of the rest of the players being kind of inherently homophobic, but like I was saying, it kind of just being a part of the society they grew up with. And yes, it's still ignorant because we live in a world where you know that's a load of shit, but they could unlearn it and they could atone for it. That's what I was wondering if we were going down that line, but I'm very glad we didn't. I'm very glad we just had full-on acceptance from everybody. And I really did enjoy Ted's speech about how we don't not care, because like I said, when people say to someone coming out, I don't care, they mean it doesn't change things negatively. It doesn't make me think less of you. It doesn't make me think worse of you. I still feel the same way about you that I did before. I still care about you the same way I did before. But like Ted said, it's not that you don't care, they still care about you as a person. And I love when he said, and you know, we care about you and we care about what you must have been going through. Because keeping that kind of secret and worrying about it, I love that immediately he was a better player. Immediately that weight was lifted off of his shoulders and off of his chest, and he could breathe, and he was a fantastic player again, because it's been sinking and crushing him, and now it's gone. So I absolutely love it, and I love that he felt brave enough to come out and to say it was okay. Probably somewhat helped by the fact that when Isaac said, like, what if one of us was gay? It's not right that he said that. It kind of made him think, oh, okay, I don't think Isaac is upset that I'm gay. I think it's not that. And then in the way the rest of the team, the way they were like, oh, so Isaac's gay. Oh, okay. There was no, oh my god, or whatever. Like, everyone was just kind of like, oh, didn't know that. Okay. That he was able to kind of think, oh, maybe they would respond okay to it. And I'm just so proud of him for feeling brave enough to come out, because it's so stupid and awful that we live in a world where coming out is something that requires courage, because I never had to come out as straight to anybody. I just told my parents, oh, I fancy that pop star, and then only said it about male pop stars. Like, it's so ridiculous that we live in a world where if you aren't straight, you have to build up courage to share a part of who you are. And I do think that it's so hard at the moment with the way the world is, because I do think that is changing. I do think for the most part it is a far better place than it used to be, and for the most part, in most situations, you would be safe to come out. But the unfortunate part of the world we live in is that the parts where you wouldn't be safe have just become more and more entrenched in that kind of hatred and building up that kind of hatred, and it sickens me to my stomach, and I want nothing to do with anybody from that part of the world. Like, not like geographical, I mean like ignorant part of the world. So I'm immensely happy for and proud of Colin, and I just want to give him a huge hug and high five and just watch him continue to shine without that weight on his chest. I want his boyfriend to meet the team. I just want Colin to get to live his life and be happy. And I quite like the fact that I've had the discussion a little bit with him and Trent, that he doesn't want to be the role model, the person that made a change, the one. And I do understand that. It's a huge pressure, and why should he? Just because he's gay, why should he have to deal with all this extra stuff? But there is also a slight argument to be had that maybe he could help other people, and maybe he could help little boys who are playing football on their local football team and they're gay and they're struggling with it like he did. There is an argument to be had for being the spokesperson, for being the first person to do it, and maybe him coming out might convince someone on Everton to come out, and then someone in Liverpool could come out, and it could, I mean, I don't know why I went geographically to Liverpool, but you know what I mean. Like, it could start a tidal wave of people coming out. But I also completely and utterly agree, there's no reason why Colin should have to deal with that pressure when nobody else does. So I love that he came out, and I love seeing how happy Trent was for him, and Trent was probably thinking 30 years ago, for like, it wouldn't have happened like that. There would have been some players who were okay with it and some players who weren't. So yeah, it was a lot. I'm so happy and proud of him, and I loved what Ted had to say. I mean, yes, Ted's metaphor was really stupid and really dumb, but the point he was making, I absolutely loved. And I love when Isaac was just asking him all those questions that he didn't know the answers to, and like just completely like no malice in it, just such silly questions, and Colin just getting to answer them and just being fully himself with his friend. And being fully himself is pretty much being the person he's always been, but not having to hide any parts of him, and I loved it. Proud of Roy doing the press conference as well. I think he has definitely learned a lot from Ted in the way he was able to give that story to answer the question, because that's something Ted does a lot. When he wants to get a point across, he will tell a story from his past that gets the point across for him, and Roy did exactly that, so I loved it. And what does he and Keely have to get back together? Again, there are more important things in the world, but like, they're just perfect for each other. I am proud of Nathan for standing up to, or Nate, sorry, I don't know how to call him Nathan, it's Rupert. I am proud of Nate for standing up to Rupert, or at least for saying no to Rupert, because I don't think Rupert hears that very often. And I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if Nate loses his job because he's no longer the Rupert's little yes boy that he was for the entirety of the first half of this season. But I will, like, if I knew Nate, and Nate were to change, and Nate were to continue this growth he seems to be showing, and were to apologise. Again, I'm assuming he's going to, I don't know. I probably maybe would be able to forgive him, but I would never, I forgive but not forget is that saying. I would never forget that he is not only capable of such a vicious, petty nastiness, but that drop of a hat, he will do it. Like, despite being surrounded by an environment of love and acceptance and growth, and talking through problems, he still would choose vicious pettiness. And he's like, oh, Rupert's a really great guy. You're supposedly an intelligent man, Nathan Shelley. But I am hopeful he's moving in the right direction. But he's always going to be at the bottom of my rankings. Like, at the moment, I still don't like him because he hasn't made up for anything. I think he's on the path to making up for things, but even if like I had a list of characters that I liked in the show, even if I'm able to like him again, he will always be at the bottom because he's capable of this. You know, characters like Rebecca, like Jamie, who started off not in the best place, doing and saying things that I didn't agree with, they came from a place of pain and hurt and not knowing better, and they grew. If they were to now face a stumbling block in their life and revert to that, I would have far less patience for them. So that is part of I've said before, I think, why I find Nate so frustrating. But I love Colin. I'm so proud of him. I just more than anything, I'm just so happy for him that he gets this weight lifted and he can just be himself around the people that matter most. And that makes me so happy. Thank you so much, Pamela, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.